Many of us are not concrete experts, so when it comes to having a big job done, you need to go with an expert. Not only an expert, but someone who cares and is willing to educate and guide you in the right direction. That's where Eric Jose, owner of A1 Concrete and Level, comes in and he's done over 28,000 jobs, and they offer free estimates. So good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about your experience? I think people always like to hear, what's your background? How long have you been doing this?
About 16 years. I had no idea this even existed when I started it. And I actually had an issue at my house, and one of my previous partners had an issue at their house, and we just had issues trying to find somebody that could fix it.
Yeah.
And happened to know a guy that worked for one of these franchises back on the East Coast, and he was like, "Hey, man, you guys should just start a business doing this." So we did, and 28,000 customers later, and
that's amazing.
We've fixed a lot of concrete around town, fixed a lot of those trip hazards for those FedEx and UPS guys and stuff.
I know. Well, and you see that. You see, these trip hazards, and I bet people are thinking, I don't want to replace it because it's so darn expensive, but you don't have to.
You don't have to. It's better on the environment than sending all that stuff to the landfills. It takes less materials than new concrete does. We have two systems. One uses a expanding polyurethane, like a foam. We try not to use that often. It has a little niche, but it's not as environmentally friendly.
Okay.
Our main system, it's a patented system for all 55 franchises in the nation. I own just this Colorado Springs area. I used to own Denver also. And so it's just drill a little hole in the concrete and pump this recycled limestone down there. It looks about like a milkshake, just pumps the slab back up to level, and you can walk on it right away, and that's it. It's real simple.
So how long does a job like that usually take?
Most of our jobs are usually a couple hours or less. People can drive on the slabs the same days instead of waiting weeks to drive on new concrete.
Right.
All the colors match again, so it's definitely a lot better on the environment and just faster, quicker, cleaner. So.
And like we were saying, you save a lot of money doing something like that.
Yeah, usually save about 4 times over the cost of replacing the slab.
Oh, is this what you're doing right here?
Yeah, that's a time lapse of a driveway that we pumped up, so you can see it had a little trip hazard going in, and then it just pumps up. That probably took 30 minutes or so, and it pumps really low pressure. So there's some other systems out there, but our patented system, its whole unique thing is that it pumps very low pressure, so it puts less stress on the concrete. It actually pushes into the soils a little bit and actually solidifies and hardens that soil over time.
Wow. Okay, so what services do you offer out there? Because I think you're speaking everyone's language. I really appreciate you educating me.
If you've ever tripped on a sidewalk or a driveway or anything like that, we just pump that up. We also caulk the joints and seams and cracks, because that's usually one of the biggest causes of what happens is water gets down there and freezes and thaws and washes stuff out. So we do that, and then we do have a preventive process that we put on concrete that keeps it from doing all that. It's called spalling, but when it starts deteriorating, chipping and all that from the de-icers they put on the roads that come off your cars, and salts, and it actually extracts that out of the concrete and hardens the concrete for life.
Oh.
So those are about the 3 main things we do. We used to do foundation repair, things like that, but sometimes we suffered quantity for quality, so we stick to what we know best and don't spread ourselves too thin.
Exactly. I love that. Thank you so much for coming in this morning and educating me. I feel like I know more about concrete now. All right. Well, to find out more about A1 Concrete and Level, go online to a1coloradosprings.com.